Tell us a little bit about yourself and why A Train.
YA train. Chris Carthern, writer, producer, director. I mostly do film photography and I'm a cosplayer. And the reason A Train is because that's one of my most notable cosplays. So I've been doing skits and things like that with A Train for years. And I wrote a song. This all started with a song. And I wrote a song and actually the strikes happened. And when the strikes happened, I couldn't put out the music video I shot, or I just chose not to. And I went back, I said, well, what if I created a fan film based on the one song I did, not knowing if I could actually do it or, it was a challenge. And I made like 10 songs in the character of A Train. So it was a fun creative experience. And Tone to Go, who's on produced in a lot of the music, was kind of my music supervisor as well.
So, do you have a huge history as a musician and rapper?
I used to rap a long time ago, but I did used to manage Tone to Go, so I was around music a lot. Uh, it had been a long time, but I would always write, you know, every once in a while. I just hadn't recorded anything in probably 10 years.
Okay, okay. And when you went ahead and actually created this fan film, how like how did you get access to some of the set? Because it looked pretty corporate with some of the backgrounds you guys had.
Some of them, actually, most of the sets were booked through Peerspace. Peerspace was definitely clutch. Some of it was shot in LA, some of it was shot in Atlanta. They already had the TV show set was like already ready to go. That set was pretty much set up, so that was very much clutch because I wanted to create a TV show.
Nice, nice. Um, as for what's it called? As for I guess the scene with the Lego, um, who animated that?
A friend of mine, and that was just a weird thing because I always wanted to do something animated in that movie, and I like Legos, and Legos seem to be appropriate. And I think it's a good thing that catches everyone off guard,
Yeah. Oh
not
yeah,
expecting it.
definitely. I loved it, to be honest. It just I was worried that you were gonna put it in the same I guess tone as everything else. But once you brought in the Legos, it was just hilarious. Um the ordeal of I guess the character himself, why did you want him to be more, I guess, more of a villain-esque in attitude here?
Uh, well, the real story is so this is part one. Uh, and I wanted to have an arc. So in order to have an arc, I really wanted to lean more into the villain part to get to really, to get to that satisfactory ending for me when you actually can see A Train become an actual hero. So I needed to like really get into the what is he going to be coming out of, and that's what part one basically was.
Okay, okay. Interesting. With the, I guess, the crew you had in the second recording, like studio recording scene,
Yeah.
um, were they actually part of the music video, or were they just background from it?
Actually, one of those with JP, he was actually in the original music video. But the rest were just basically background.
Okay,
It's like
okay.
they were free that day. I said we're going to the studio. I'm going to shoot. If you guys are free, just show up, and they showed up.
All right. I see that we have Mr. Tone the Goat here, sir.
Yep.
All right.
Tone is a
Um,
very interesting experience because Tone had no knowledge of the boys or A Train. I just kind of dragged him into this project. Started recording music with him, and until they like really caught up on the series, they had no idea what they were taking part in.
Oh man. Um, with the interactivity with the cast, I guess. Who handled the casting on this one?
I handled the casting. It was I knew pretty much everyone I wanted to take part in it. There was a couple of recasts that had to happen, and there unfortunately was a couple people that the last minute couldn't make it. So there were a few characters missing. We made adjustments like throwing in translucent in there. Uh, it's just a empty chair. Uh, but Tone was always Tone basically played himself. I'm gonna be honest in this. Tone's a rapper, engineer. And I just said, I just need you to play yourself.
Facts.
Um, did you have any was this, I guess, insight into the project, Tone?
No, this was totally out of my I hadn't come across the boys. I hadn't heard about the boys. I knew nothing about Amazon having uh an adult superhero, anything. I didn't know nothing about it, but as soon as I did start to indulge in it, man, first episode grabbed me and I was locked from there. And then it was kind of reverse for me because we had already recorded all the songs pretty much. So when I started watching it, I was learning about what he was saying in the lyrics. It was like, oh, this is what he was talking. Oh, this is what. Oh, because I thought a lot of the lyrics was just made up stuff. It wasn't even really clicking. I'm just like, my cousin's recording. He's working on a project. I'm here for him. We're working, but it wasn't really resonating on what he was doing and how he was speaking the lyrics into an actual movie format that was going to be reenacted in scenes and stuff.
Okay, okay. Well, I thought it was brilliant. I believe I'm frozen.
Sorry, yeah, you cut out a little bit.
There we go. There we go. Mixing like pop music here, just amazing like there was this connection between like it's kind of hilarious. Vanilla Ice. Oh, this into the A Train persona here. Um, when you guys actually created the character, I suppose it's all just you at this point, Chris. Like when you created this persona of him, oh, is this supposed to turn into a series? Is it what I'm actually hearing now?
Right now, I'm just gonna say part one and part two. So part two we've actually just finished, just screened. It's got a little bit more serious tone because I said it is kind of the redemption arc and it involves mental health. Mental health was always like supposed to be a part of it. So yes, after this, I do plan on maybe possibly doing some spin-offs with some of the other characters, but not necessarily going further with A Train.
Um, let's see. Okay, and I guess I have to ask, oh, is this what kind of camera do you guys actually use for the production?
So some of the music videos, there was Black Magic, the 4K, and most of the movie, Chong uses the Sony FX3.
Okay, okay, wonderful. And I don't know whether I should ask this or not, but I noticed that there's a difference in the sound quality depending on which scene we're working on.
Yeah.
Was that because of COVID?
No, well, that was we just had the boom be unavailable last minute on a couple of days. That's
Okay,
it. Yeah.
that's it. Okay. All right. And I guess I was so when you actually screen, I'm guessing you guys actually have done this toured around with this film. When you guys screen this, are you guys in costume or are you guys actually just oh, as yourself?
Most of the time, yes. The first one I did was actually in LA. Tone was there. That I was not in costume. We did have Homelander was there in costume. So that was cool. But I did another screening at DreamCon and I was in costume.
Ah, nice, nice. Um, and I was just so when you, I guess, finish this project, um, were you guys able to? I guess I lost the question here.
Mhm.
Um, did you guys have any issues with the music copyrights? Because I know that film copyrights, they have I been
He cut
talking to
out.
myself?
He cut out.
My God,
Yeah, you cut
wow.
out.
I love this connection. All right, mercy. Excuse me. Um, okay. Do you guys actually worry about music copyrights when you actually make some of the when you made the song?
So most of the songs pretty much were all original. There were a couple of songs that were inspired by other songs, like the Vanilla Ice and the Luda. And for those, we basically have producers remake the beats, but make them just slightly differently.
Okay. I'm not very familiar with how copyrights work with music and mixing and remixing. Do you guys know anything about that?
Definitely.
So you go,
Sir,
you take that one,
Tone?
Toe.
So what was the question again?
I'm not very familiar with music copyrights. Do you ever
You cut out again. Uh,
Right at
so,
that
so
part.
so basically, it's about having producers like remake beats similar
Right.
to original beats.
Well, unless Chris had a specific, remake that he wanted to do, majority of our stuff is all in-house and from producers that's under my umbrella, and Chris pretty much owns the masters once he leaves the studio, so we don't have to run into any of that. Only time is if the producer used a sample, or something was kind of imitated or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this again, the whole Vanilla Ice thing. I remember just weird rumors actually going around over why he stopped for a long time. So I thought there was like a nod to that
Right,
issue.
right.
So
So that's probably one of the most notable songs that has been like remade a lot. That Vanilla Ice song actually.
yeah, yeah. Ironically, it is actually his most popular. He actually admitted that. Um, all right, sweet. I guess I gotta ask, Ozisa, if you have any comments, I would love to actually hear about any further process that I may have missed about this production, because obviously you got a loving staff here.
Everyone, yeah, and Melissa J. Shout out to Melissa. She's on. She played the actual newscaster. Uh, I think everyone was just giving with their time because the way we shot it, it was. I mean, we shot a lot of this stuff with not a lot of time. Um, Most of this movie was shot over the course of a weekend. Uh, and so it's some of it was kind of rushed, but I just um I think we planned it all out was the thing that we are able to do really well. But a lot of the stuff between me and Ugo on the show, a lot of that was just us saying things because we went off script a lot. Like I said, that end of that, I was like, I'm throwing that in there. The last segment where Queen Maeve was like, it's laundry day. Literally, her suit didn't show up in time when we started filming. So I said, okay, we're just gonna throw us a laundry day line in there when we got there.
Very sweet. It's very sweet. All right. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. Please throw all the information that you could actually, where we could actually find you guys on the chat. Also, just let us know where's the best place to actually find you guys, because we'd love to actually catch up with, your future projects.
Right, I would drop it all in the chat, Instagram and YouTube.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Chris, and thank you so much, Tone.
Thank
Sure.
you. Fan film.
All right.